Mr. Kirk's, I believe, the only individual that we've got over there at Little Cindy. I'm prepared to try to take his case up first.
Okay.
I think you're ready to go on that one.
Judge, I've had some communication issues. Last time I talked to Cardell several weeks ago, we had an agreement in place, but I've never been able to find out how to get the paperwork to him for him to sign it. Hey, Cardell, is there anybody in there with you that could give me like an email address or a fax number I could send that paperwork to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think once I can get that paperwork to him, we can, like, if we could put this on for the 25th, I think we'll have everything wrapped up and good to go.
All right. Cardell, are you gonna get him a email address? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
I got a fax number right here.
Okay.
It's it's 606 738 6143.
738-61 what?
6143.
Okay. So Judge, I'll fax that as soon as I can and then we'll go from there.
Address it to CTO Stidham.
CTO, how you spell that?
STIDHAM.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Judge,
All right,
that's John's case, and he's having a hard time logging in, so that's why he's not on right now.
Okay. Well, we are going to pass that 2 weeks. Cardell, we're not meeting next week because it's a federal holiday, so that's why we're going 2 weeks. But if that's a problem, have them tell us. But if not, we'll just sign you up for 2 weeks from today, same time, and we'll try to get this thing wrapped up. Okay?
That's fine.
Will that work?
Yeah, that'll work, Judge.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And he'll be, Mr. Spears will be sending some paperwork in that direction that Mr. Kirk, you'll need to take a look at. If you feel comfortable with it, you can sign it. If you do not, I'm not going to make you. You can probably contact your attorney if you need to. And if there's other discussions that you all need to have beyond what you have already had, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Thank you. FYI, I had Wayne County get on a minute ago. They had, I believe, Mindy Guffey over there. They had misread the time and they got on at 10 o'clock their time, which is 9 o'clock our time. So they said they would get back on at some point after 10 o'clock, but they had district court in the intervening time. So they were going to need to do that. So I'll expect that somebody will be joining in momentarily on her case. I've got another jail that has just joined, but I don't know which jail it is. They're connecting to the audio right now, so. Burns, that doesn't ring any bell. Oh, Laurel County. I believe that when they finally get connected, that's going to be Andrea House.
Okay, hello?
Is that Miss House?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. I'm not sure which one of you guys is handling this on the Commonwealth side.
It's my case, Judge.
Ms. Gardner. There is a motion pending from do you know when I'm trying to find out when your motion was filed?
I think it was a while ago. I'm looking at it right now. October 2nd.
All right. So in any event, that needs to probably be scheduled for a hearing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. There was also a supplement to it filed on October 20th.
Okay. There it is. Okay. We'll need to set that. Probably it would not be possible to get that heard as quickly as tomorrow. I don't know who you need to line up. So the next available time for a hearing of this type is the 26th of January.
I think that might be best, Judge.
Okay. There's going to be presumably a probation officer from over east of here somewhere that would be subpoenaed to testify, and I'm sure you haven't had the chance to get all that lined up yet.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Spears, I want to say that this may have been your case back the last time we were in court. It seems like it was in August. At that time, Ms. House had been on pretrial diversion. We voided her pretrial diversion and sentenced her, and then, if memory serves, probated her into long-term treatment. And then that obviously has not worked out.
Your Honor,
I'm not going to get into right now because I don't know, and I'll have to take some evidence on that to hear it. But I wanted to make sure that you were aware that you will be reappointing. Okay.
Understood.
Your Honor, if I could let you know, the reason that I left rehab was my aunt passed away and they wouldn't let me attend the funeral. I tried to have a rehab set back up for Monday and it was too late. I've been clean since August. Ever since that I was incarcerated in August, I have been clean. I
Well,
was working full time.
we're going to have to, I'm going to have to hear what the authorities have to say about all this. Okay.
Okay.
So that'll be on January 26th at 1:30 will be our revocation hearing.
And she,
All right.
and
It's
Ms. House,
Laurel-
you're
Laurel
you're
County. Laurel County.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. I have, looks like, well, I've got Barron County Detention Center on here. That's the only other jail that I've got on here at this stage. So if you all tell me which one you want to do, or just go down the list, either way, I'll fine. You have a list over there of who's in Barron County Jail? I didn't get that list this time. You may not. Okay, thank you. Oh, no, yeah. You can keep it. It's not gonna help me much. She what? Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Do we have Jeffrey Anderson? Thank you. This is on because the Commonwealth has filed a motion to revoke probation based upon, it looks like, a new arrest on December the 29th. Is that right, Mr.? Looks like Mr. Richardson, looks like you filed
Yes,
this.
sir. Yes, sir, that's right. I'd like to have it here.
Okay. We will schedule this for hearing on the 26th of January at 1:30.
Thank you.
Good, I think that was mine.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll need to make sure that one of you
Okay.
at the DPA has this one, so. All right, Mr. Berry, January 26, 1:30.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you. Brittany Dahl. We are on for the Commonwealth's motion to void pretrial diversion and motion to revoke misdemeanor probation. The allegations will involve noncompliance with drug court. My understanding is that Ms. Browning has talked to Ms. Dahl about whether or not she would want to go to some sort of residential treatment, and she declined that option. So I don't think we have any choice but to schedule this for a hearing.
Your Honor, the following day, she decided that she would consider it if, since we weren't giving her an ankle monitor. But her attitude is that I don't really know if she truly wants rehab or not.
Yes, sir, I really do. I apologize for my attitude, and I apologize to you and Miss Browning. I apologize for the way that I acted, and I would really appreciate, and I really do need rehab. I really do. I've thought about it, and I apologize for everything that I've acted, and I really do need rehab, and I'd really appreciate if I'd be able to have that opportunity.
Well, I mean, Candy, that's, I'll hear your side of it. If you're, I know we discuss these as we always do. And I would look to agree to let her try rehab back before you made that suggestion to her. I think Ms. Gardner was as well. I don't know where we stand now since she initially declined that, but I mean, I would still be okay with it as long as it was something that was agreed. If not, I guess the Commonwealth could still ask for a hearing. So
I'm okay with it if y'all are okay with it, but I just want to make sure that she hadn't changed her mind again and that we go through the trouble of getting her a bed date and then she not want to go.
well, I guess we need to hear from Risa.
If she's willing to go to treatment, I have no objection, Judge.
I absolutely agree that I need it.
Ms. Dahl, the important thing, I think, and listen, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because either you've kind of come around to the realization or you haven't, but the important thing to keep in mind in these situations is that you are, we're trying to help you deal with the rest of your life. It doesn't make a lot of sense to get too focused on the next 2 or 3 weeks when you've got theoretically a good long life ahead of you that you need to be straightened out for, right? Instead of just worried about when am I going to get out of jail in the next 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 days. You follow?
Absolutely, sir.
All right. Miss Browning, are you, I guess the ball's in your court then. You'll get all that set up and I will do an order that says in lieu of voiding diversion and revoking probation, she's going to attend residential treatment that's set up through drug court.
Yes, sir. I'll start doing it today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It appears that we've got Wayne, do you need that? That we've got Wayne County on here again, and I believe they've got Miss Guffey. Is that right?
Yes.
And I think that's the only case they have, so we'll go ahead and take that one out of order. You are Mindy Guffey?
Yes.
All right. What we're here for is the Commonwealth filed a motion back in December of 2019 to revoke probation on the grounds of, among other things, absconding supervision. It looks like that motion has been outstanding, was outstanding basically until last month. So for roughly a year, it's now been served. Unless Ms. Gardner, you tell me differently, I assume that we need to schedule a hearing for that.
Yes, Judge.
That will be 26 January, which is 2 weeks at 1:30. I need to appoint counsel for Ms. Guffey, so I will do that here today.
Okay, Judge, that'd be Josh. We'll have this one.
All right. Mr. Spears, Ms. Guffey is in the Wayne County Center, Monticello, Kentucky.
Okay.
Okay.
How do I get a hold of him?
I'm sorry?
How do I get a hold of him?
I can't hear you.
That can
Speak up. How do I get a hold of him?
Oh, how
I'll
do you get a
contact
hold?
you.
Okay.
He'll probably have to reach out to you just because, you know,
All
that we're in. Okay?
right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right.
Yes, give me just a minute so I can get you back to the cell.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on in Barron County, we have got, I don't know, do we have Mr. Froge?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. All right. This case is a little bit unusual, but I think everybody, Mr. Froge may not know exactly what's going on, but I think Ms. Reed and Ms. Gardner do, because we've talked about this. His case, he was in drug court. One of his cases was transferred to Allen County. Warren County. They both were supposed to be, but just through a paperwork mix up, only one of the cases got transferred. My understanding is that he's been revoked and kicked out of the Warren County Drug Court, and his probation was revoked in Warren County on that transferred case. That this case was not transferred with it. This case did not get a revocation order. So he remains on probation in this case unless or until we do something to revoke it. I assume that what I would need to do is to appoint counsel, Mr. Barry, somebody from your office, so that you all can talk with him about that. You could probably talk to Candy or Risa, one or the other, and get a good, more thorough explanation of what I just said. But I mean, essentially, he's already been revoked in one of his cases, and I think he's got a pending felony case in Elizabethtown as well.
This will be my case then, Judge.
All right.
Your Honor, I just wonder, since Mr. Froge has been revoked and it happened a few months ago that he was revoked in the case that runs concurrently with this one, if he would be interested in stipulating without a hearing.
Well, that's what I was kind of intending to suggest to Mr. Barry, but I mean, since he hadn't talked to him or anything, I guess he would need to discuss that with him or get some verification from you all about. I don't think that he believes I'm misleading him, but he would probably want to know that what I'm saying is accurate.
Okay.
So if you want to call Risa, I'm sure she can give you dates and case numbers and all that stuff.
What's his first name, Judge?
William, middle name Tyler.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know, it was just a mix up that both cases didn't get transferred. I think that when drug court prepares those documents, there isn't room to put two cases on there. It's an auto-generated order that you go in through the computer. And so it just ended up with one case number on it. I did not catch that it didn't have the other case number on it. Certainly our intent was to transfer both cases to Warren County. We just transferred one. So it is what it is.
Judge, I have court in Warren County 26 with Judge Grice. I just had court with him the 4th when he terminated me from drug court. So I don't know if
What time do you have it with him? In the morning?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. We're doing this in the afternoon, so we probably can pull it off. Okay.
Go.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Timothy Johnson. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Johnson,
Yes, sir.
you're here today because of an indictment that came from the grand jury in Barron County back on October 29th of last year. So what we're going to do today is what we call an arraignment, which is where I explain your rights to you and I explain to you what you have been charged with, and then you tell me what kind of a plea you want to enter. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you is, first off, is your name Timothy Lee Johnson?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Mr. Johnson, is your date of birth December 27, 1991?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, do you want me to explain your rights to you, or do you want to waive a formal explanation of your rights?
It's up to you, sir.
Okay. You have a right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything that would prove the charges against you. You have the right to an attorney, and I will go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you here today. You have the right to enter a plea of not guilty and have a trial by jury where the Commonwealth has the responsibility to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury. You have the right to confront and cross-examine the people that give testimony or other evidence against you. You have the right to put evidence on in your own defense. You have the right to appeal the outcome of your case to a higher court. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, your charges as returned through this indictment from the Barron County Grand Jury in October of 2020 are as follows. Failure to comply with the sex offender registration law, first offense, a Class D felony. The grand jury alleges that on July the 11th, 2020, the defendant, having previously been convicted of prohibited use of electronic communication systems to procure a sexual performance or offense by a minor, and being subject to register as a sex offender under KRS 17.510, failed to register his new address with the appropriate local probation parole office within 5 working days of moving from his registered address. The grand jury also charges count 2, failure to notify transportation cabinet of address change. On July 11th, 2020, the defendant, having applied for or received an operator's license, moved from the address named in his application or listed on his license and failed to apply for a new license from the circuit clerk within 10 days as required by law. You've also been charged with the offense of failure to wear a seatbelt, with the allegation being on July 11th, 2020, you were operating a motor vehicle in public without wearing a. Sir, I'm just telling you what you're charged with. I don't want to know your answer to any of this until.
Oh, I didn't say nothing, sir.
I know, it looked like you kept raising your hand like.
Sorry.
All right, failure to wear a seatbelt. You operated on a public road without wearing a properly adjusted or fastened seatbelt, or a passenger in your vehicle did not have a properly adjusted and fastened seatbelt. You're also charged with improper display of motor vehicle registration. The allegation being that at the same time and place discussed above, you improperly displayed a registration plate on the vehicle you were operating, and failure to produce an insurance card at the time and place above, you failed to produce proof of insurance on the vehicle you were operating, which is required by law. Mr. Johnson, those charges are, the failure to comply is a Class D felony. The failure to notify address change, Department of Transportation, is a Class A misdemeanor. The other ones are traffic violations. I'm going to, as I mentioned, appoint you an attorney. I'm going to allow or enter on your behalf, I'm sorry, a plea of not guilty.
Your Honor,
Yes,
can I speak this time, Honor?
yes,
Honor, I got a piece of paper here. I'm registered in the state of Tennessee, Mason County, Fayette, Tennessee. I got
okay,
right here. But I registered there way before that. This is my information updated. So,
okay,
so I ain't got nothing to lie. I got the woman's signature and my signature, but I still got my other paper at home.
all right, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question. What is your address?
My address right now is.
Well, yeah, if you were not in jail, where would you be?
I live at 680 Green Valley Road, Fayette, Tennessee. So
680?
680 Green Valley Road in Fayette, Tennessee.
680 Green Valley Road.
Yes, sir.
Miss Amy Parker,
Hello,
good to see you. Good morning.
thank you.
I have a question for you, and that is, I believe that Mr. Johnson has also been charged with the same thing in Allen County. Do you show that he has been indicted on that? And if so, does he have a upcoming court date, or do they know that he's in custody here?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, he was served, I'm showing an FTA on that indictment. He's got a $5,000 bond, and he goes to court over there January the 19th.
All right, so a week from tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right.
9 o'clock.
Well, here's the situation that I have. You know, I want him to be able to address all of these issues. You know, I don't know whether he had been registered in Tennessee at the time that he got these charges or not. The citation just says that he told them, which is not proof of anything, but it's just what I had to go by, was, you know, said that he told them that he was homeless and did not have an address and that's why he wasn't registered anywhere. So I don't know how that necessarily implicates the culpability of Mr. Johnson in this case, but I do know that if he is registered now, then at least that makes me feel more comfortable about that. I suppose what I would want to, about being out, what I would want to know is from probation and parole. It seems like to me that if he was on probation in Kentucky, that he would have had to do one of those interstate compact transfers to Tennessee. And I don't know if that's been done. So I don't know if there's a problem there or not. I'm just trying to keep him from getting in trouble and getting picked back up for some kind of probation problem if he gets out.
Yes, sir.
You have a probation officer in Tennessee that you report to?
Well,
You off probation?
well, it's called a sheriff's office down there. The sheriff's office. That's why I fill out. But way before that, sir, I was in a city in Fayette before I moved to the county in Fayette. And the police department down there, I had to sign up. But I signed up way before now.
All right. So here's my question then. Are you not on probation anymore?
No, I did 5 years on probation, so.
You're
I
just
know-
on the you're just on the registration.
Register, yes, just
All
to
right.
register once a year.
All right. All right. Well, here's what we'll do. Mr. Barry, I'm going to go ahead and appoint your office. It seems like that there's some things that he'll need to talk to you guys about and some proof that he might need to get you all. He's probably going to remain in custody until he sees the circuit judge in Allen County. So, and then I don't know what they will do, but I do not have a big issue with reinstalling. The main reason that I issued this was because he had failed to appear at the district court level in Allen County and failed to appear at the district court level in Berrien County. And I didn't know where he was. So I issued a warrant now that I have found him and I've got an address for him. And he knows that if he fails to appear again, he's just going to end up back in jail. You do know that, right, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, I don't want to be in jail. I try and do the right thing,
I don't want you to be in jail. So that's
I know.
something I agree on. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to, Amy, this bond was 1,500 cash. I'm going to just amend that to unsecured with the following conditions. Number one, that he maintains an accurate address on the sex offender registry at all times as required by law. Number two, that he makes and keeps an appointment with his attorney, which I will ask Bonnie to give him a phone number for Mr. Barry. Number three, that he makes and keeps all of his court dates for any other court, or that he keeps all of his court dates for any other court. Number four, Mr. Johnson, no new arrests or violations of the law. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And we're going to set you a pretrial conference date for, let's call it, tell you what, let's try March 22nd. O'clock.
What I gotta do? Do I have to sign out anything?
Yeah, they'll take care of you down there and show you what you need to do.
So I
Now,
get,
let me explain something to you. I do not know, you've still got a hold on you out of Allen County. So I don't know if you'll be transferred to that jail over there, or if you will stay where you are through some agreement between the two jails, based upon this virus and transferring people and all that stuff.
I don't really know. I mean, I checked my bond. My bond's for $1,500, but it didn't say enough about Allen County, how much my bond.
Well, I know, but my pretrial officer just told me that you'd been served with a warrant out of Allen County with a $5,000 cash bond. So I'm assuming if you didn't make 1,500, you're not going to make 5,000 until you see that judge over there. Okay. All right. Bonnie, if you'll give him Mr. Barry's phone number, the future court date will be March 22nd.
Okay.
At 1 o'clock. All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, hey, Brandon. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, because he is no longer on probation. I'm going to assume, but I wanted to ask you to be sure he doesn't get in any trouble, that he doesn't need to report anything to your office if he's living in Tennessee. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you. That's all I want to know. All right. Miss Candy, where are you? Do you still have another case?
Sorry. I don't think so, but I want to make sure that Harper or Nunley weren't on there.
Nope.
Okay, because they're all going to rehab, so.
All right. Jonathan, oh, wait.
So may I be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Jonathan, is it Roeder?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Am I saying your name right, or is it Rader?
It's Roeder.
Roeder. All right. Mr. Roeder, Can you tell me your date of birth?
It's 8/30/1987.
All right. Are the last four digits on your social 048?
0248.
All right. What is your address?
1807 Wickham Way, Louisville, Kentucky, 40223.
Okay. I would just note that this indictment has 40222, so we'll just need to change that. All right. Mr. Roeder, you're here for an arraignment on charges listed in an indictment that was returned on or about November the 12th, 2020. That indictment charges you with the offenses of possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, methamphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, heroin, assault in the third degree on a peace officer, theft under $500, resisting arrest, drug paraphernalia, public intoxication, and disorderly conduct in the second degree. The first three of those charges are Class D felony charges. Do you need me to explain your rights to you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Do you need me to appoint counsel for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll do that then. Do you need me to explain to you in any more detail what you have been charged with, or do you want to waive a further explanation of those charges?
I'll waive a further explanation of the charges.
Okay. Here's my next question then, and that is,
I'm willing to settle this today if we could somehow. I don't know what we could do, but I've not really been charged with anything like this before, for real. And
well, my next question, yeah. Let me get to my next question, which was, I know you had something in Jefferson County, but I don't know if that case is over with or not, or case is, I don't really remember. It seems like you had something in Oldham County as well, but I don't recall anything about it or if it's still pending. Can you update me on all that without saying anything about these charges?
Yes, sir. Oldham County is back child support, which I was just OR'd on
Okay.
from Judge Wheeler. And Jefferson County did not have any kind of warrant or hold on me this time. So my case in Jefferson County is cleared up.
Judge, I'm looking at CourtNet before we got on here, and he's got two pending F cases out of Jefferson, one of which he has a preliminary hearing scheduled for February the 19th. Then, of course, he's got that Oldham case, but he also had another case. I take that back. He's got two preliminary hearings scheduled in Jefferson County for two different felony cases in February.
Okay.
So he's got cases still going on.
They're restitutions, what that is, Your Honor.
All right. All right.
Judge, and I'm not showing that he has any holds for Jefferson County, and he did have the Oldham, the non-compliance warrant. It started out at the 5,000 cash, but they did change it to 5,000 unsecured, like you said.
Okay.
And that Jefferson County is
Court
where,
February 10th.
sorry, Jefferson County is where Barron County just came and got me from. So, yeah.
I guess my point, Judge, is, some of these charges I'm looking at, he picked up after this incident here. He got indicted on back in January. And we were waiting on some testing results and some other questions I had for the officer before we went ahead and did an indictment. And of course, COVID delayed things.
Sure.
That's a mistake, though. I've not been charged with anything in Jefferson County after the last charges I have been charged with were in Barron County. I have not been back to jail since. Now, I think I may have been served on a warrant for that restitution, but I don't know if that counts as being charged with something every time that you get served with a warrant. But
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
In Jefferson County, I know a lot of times they get these felony level theft cases and they keep them in district court, and you don't ever get indicted, and you do restitution payments and things like that. And if you don't pay your restitution, I don't know that that's what happened in your case, but it happens an awful lot. They do the same thing with, with low level possession cases. They never end up turning into indictments. They just kind of keep you coming back
Exactly.
Judge, he was
FKC,
charged, sorry.
you know,
He was charged in the new drug case after this incident that he was indicted here for.
well,
And
but I mean, this is, at the end of the day, this is, of the, you know, of the, and, you know, the case has been pending for a year, you know, before, well, it was pending for 10 or 11 months before he got indicted, which is not a fault of the Commonwealth, obviously, because I mean, there was a whole big stretch of time in there where we weren't indicting anybody because we couldn't have grand juries meet. So, I mean, you know, it's just, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know, he's got all these other issues that he needs to deal with. In addition to this, he's got child support apparently that he needs to be paying or dealing with in addition to this. So, you know, what I'm going to end up doing is appointing counsel. I think I already said that. So Mr. Barry, you or Mr. Spears, one, I will appoint you to represent this gentleman for his, for this case.
Okay, that'll be Josh on this one.
All right. So Mr. Spears, this will be you. We will set this for a pretrial conference. I want to get it way out past February so that he can get up and get his other cases addressed. I don't know if he can resolve them or not, but get those, at least get those addressed. I don't know right now whether people are going to court in person in Jefferson County or not. Are you doing it on virtual stuff, or are you actually going physically into the building?
I'm not sure either. The other morning when we were there, they were doing arraignment, like they were doing arraignment not face to face, but you know, physically right there. But I don't know. They're saying that I've got new drug charges in Jefferson County, which isn't right because I've not been indicted on anything, and I was just there literally 4 days ago, 5 days ago, or whatever.
Understand. Listen, let's move past that. What I'm trying to do is make sure that you don't have court dates that you miss if I let you out. Because I don't want you to go back to jail. I mean, if you go back to jail, that'll be on you, but I don't want you to go back to jail just because you weren't aware of something.
Right. I know that I have. So what are you asking me, Your Honor?
Well, if you have court dates in Jefferson County in February, which apparently you do,
yeah,
those court dates that you will be going in person into the courthouse for, or are they court dates that you're expected to get on remotely, or will they be moved because, you know, they're moving court dates due to the pandemic? I don't know the answer. That's what I was asking.
Okay. I'll tell you the answer to that. They have been postponing our court dates up there every month. Boom, boom, boom. And we get a letter in the mail. Okay. And,
yes.
it gives you a new date for your court date.
All right. This is what I'm going to do then. All right. Listen, you need to call, and I know that's easier said than done because it's Jefferson County, but you'll need to call the clerk when you get out and find out what what you're supposed to do with your court dates. Cause I don't want you to be getting back in, getting arrested again for missing something. All right.
Right. And then getting transferred all the way down here again. And
exactly.
All
Same deal with Oldham County. You're going to need to call them and find out what you need to do about that court date. You're going to need to get from Miss Bonnie, who's sitting behind you, the phone number to your attorney. And when you get out, you're going to need to call your attorney. All right. I'm going to modify this to an unsecured, a bond where you can sign your signature and get out with the following conditions: that you don't miss any court dates.
Yes, sir.
Whichever in any court.
Yes, sir.
That you make and keep an appointment, even if it's telephonic only, with your attorney.
Yes, sir.
To get a number for, right? That you have no new violations of the law or new arrests, right? Drug and alcohol free.
Yes, sir.
Get a drug or some other kind of alcohol, something like that, arrest, then you can expect that the Commonwealth's going to want you to be back in jail, and I'm probably going to agree with them. All right. And you need to make all of your court dates in this court, which right now I'm going to set your next court date for March 22nd. Hopefully we will be meeting with our court dates in person at that time. Nobody knows. But the only way you're going to know is if you stay in contact with your attorney's office. All right.
I sure will.
Judge, what's the case number on this case?
20-101. CR 383.
All right, thank you.
So this is what you need to do. You need to make sure you follow all those things I just told you so that you can, stay out and get all your other business taken care of in addition to getting this case taken care of. All right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Margaret Russell Spaeth.
That's my mission, Judge. We just need a hearing date.
Yeah, I'm 7 months pregnant.
I'm glad you said that because I have always been told that never ask a woman if she's pregnant, so I wouldn't go out.
I am, and I'm getting in any trouble. I'm pretty much barefoot at the house all the time. This is what I'm being, what I like this whole thing I'm being in trouble for. This is a wrong place, wrong time.
Okay, hold on. You don't have to tell me that. Mr. Berry, who's going to get this one?
I will, Judge.
All right.
This at-risk pregnancy. I could have her. I mean, I don't want to have her in jail. I don't want to lose her before I get a chance to have her.
I don't want you to have her in jail, and I don't have.
I don't either. Oh my God, I've been trying
want
to
you to-
jail.
Listen here. We'll get done a lot quicker if you let other people talk. Okay?
Oh, sir, I have a lot to say to you.
Judge, considering her condition, and in light of that new statute, I wouldn't be opposed to her going to a residential treatment because I think that the statute requires that.
I agree with
But
you.
I would like to, rather than resolve the revocation, continue it generally to see how she does.
Yeah, I think that, Ms. Gardner, I agree with everything you've said. There is statutorily a requirement that if you are pregnant and you've got drug or drug-related charges, which you do and you are, then we have to try to get you into a treatment program. You're on probation, so either through probation and parole or through your attorney's office, somebody ought to be able to find a place for you to go. There are lots of programs out there for those among us who are fraught with child, and you ought to be able to get in one of those.
I'm excited about her.
And so what Ms. Gardner is saying is that she does not want to just say, well, we'll put you in treatment and forget about it. She wants to say that rather than to ask me to revoke your probation, she will agree to let you go into treatment, and then we'll see how that goes before we decide how we're going to proceed, if at all, with the motion to revoke your probation. And I think it's fair. So that's what we shall do. Mr. Berry, how do you want to handle it? Do you want to, which way do you want to go with it?
I'll have Bethany go see her, Judge.
All right.
Would she be available? Would she be released as soon as there's a bad date that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that a lot of those times with the pregnant women treatments, they get those available pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I mean, as soon as Bethany can talk to her and find out something, you all let me know and we'll make it happen.
All right.
Miss Russell Spaeth.
Yes, sir.
It's going to probably, I don't know that she'll get down there and see you today, but I can't imagine. She's usually pretty Johnny on the spot, as they say, so it won't be too long before she can come talk to you. Okay?
This week.
Oh, I can't imagine it would be later than a day or two, unless something happens between now and then that this disables her from getting down there.
Yes.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay? All right. So how about we do this just as a placeholder? Would you all object to me putting it on for that 26th day just to kind of find out how everything's going? And obviously she does not need to be there if she's in treatment. So I'll put that in the order but we'll put it on for the 26th at 1:30 just to kind of get an update and find out where she is and all that stuff.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Who, Bonnie, who else do you have?
That's all I've got, Judge.
Okay, I was thinking that was the case. I've got some more cases on my docket, but I didn't think any of them were with you. All right, we'll see you this afternoon then.
Okay.